We are in a fight targeting our communities. Not a war with guns and knives, but with smooth, strategic words. Still, the costs will be our lives if the voice of truth's not heard.
Today, we're talking with Erica N. Reed. And Erica is a psychotherapist, and you're in Maryland, right?
Yes, I am. Well, thanks so much for inviting me, because I know that, times are a little bit challenging right now. So any type of resources that people are able to receive is extremely useful.
You're a parent, right?
I am. I have 2 boys.
Okay. How old are they?
My boys are 11 and 20. So
Okay.
big difference.
Yeah.
So 2 very different kids.
With the teenagers being home from school and, they're with their environment kind of being disrupted,
Mm-hmm.
what kind of tips could you give parents to help their children, not become stressed and anxious, and maybe help them stay out of trouble, from boredom?
Well, okay. So first we need to set some realistic expectations. But I think, to that point is a very valid point, because so many of us as adults, we have learned to separate our roles as worker, employee, and parents based upon the time of day. And now they're very much smushed together, and we're trying to juggle it all at the same time, which, by the way, of course, creates more stress, anxiety for us as parents.
Right.
But I think one of the biggest, most helpful things that you can do as a parent is acknowledge, both to yourself as well as to your child, that this is really, really hard for them. We can be very quick to minimize how things affect our children, just because, we know how hard we have it. You don't have to worry about all the big stuff. You just deal with, Fortnite and you're good.
Right.
But just really, truly acknowledging that their world is flipped upside down is something they've never had to deal with before. They are suffering tremendous losses from their structure and routine. They're suffering the loss of their social interaction. My son is very much into sports, so he's losing all of his sports activity. This is
Right.
heavy lacrosse season right now.
Right.
So acknowledging just how hard it is for them with the losses that they're experiencing. And then they're also having to do everything differently as well, now that they're doing the online school thing, and they have us as parents trying to help them. So let them have their emotions. Let them, give them the space to say, yo, this is hard. I don't know what to do. I feel this way. I feel that way. And be okay with it. Give them a safe space to communicate it. And then you guys can then talk together about what are different things that can help them in this moment. Once again, reaffirming it's just temporary. We're going to get through this. But in this moment, what are things you have control over? What can I support you with to help this feel more manageable? I think, because I know that the challenges that are faced with children, adolescents, teenagers that are using substances is really one of the bigger stressors that parents are having right now. Sometimes focusing on the relationship as opposed to the substance is really what is going to be a healing a variable now that y'all are together. So it may not be so much about the conversations focused on the substance use, but more so about there's probably been some hurt that's taken place in the relationship. So this may be a time to focus on healing and not necessarily trying to get back to the old relationship, but trying to figure out where y'all are going to go forward. So once again, as a positive outcome, that may be something that family systems may want to focus on in the right now.
All right. Well, thank you so much. I appreciate your time today, Erica.
We are in a fight targeting our communities. Not a war with guns and knives, but with smooth, strategic words. Still, the costs will be our lives if the voice of truth's not heard.